Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary, the greatest marketing show on earth. My Lord. We are back at it once again, yet again, with another amazing guest. This morning, all the way from Chile, Canada. Okay. We have a college student who is starting an online digital marketing business, who's going to be joining us, telling us her story, why she's starting this now at the young age of 19 years old, and what she sees, the value that she sees in having these skills and having this side hustle or business or career. We'll let her tell her story and give her perspective. Remember, my friends, if you'd like a little text message reminder when we go live every morning, you can text WUL to 813-296-8553. You'll get a nice little text message reminder, just like I have, that's come up on my phone here this morning. Can't you see that? It's so lovely. And it gives you a nice little link to come right over onto the live every single morning. So text WUL to 813-296-8553. And if at any time throughout the show you feel inspired, you want to take action, you want to do something, you want to get involved, you can go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. And you can start with our 15-day online business builder challenge, enroll in our blueprints, buy a ticket to our mastermind. With that being said, my friends, I cannot wait and am so excited to introduce and speak to our guest this morning. As I said, all the way from Chile, Canada, Ramneet, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dave. Hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I'm chilly, but I'm not as chilly as you are. I'm down here in sunny Florida, but the temperature has dropped below 70 degrees, so we are chilly down here. We are chilly. Do you feel sad for us?
I feel happy for you. I mean, still, you guys are so much better than like here. It's like -10.
I know.
Sucks completely, yeah, but
I'm being very sarcastic, and I'm so much pain for you all. But my friend, nothing can hold you down. I can tell, not even cold weather. You're originally from and born in India, correct? And you're currently in college in Canada. Is that accurate?
yeah.
Okay. So you sound like you have a lot going for you. You're a very intelligent young lady. Tell us what led you to Legendary. What were you looking for? Do you feel like you found some missing pieces that you were looking for? And what are you excited about in terms of starting here with this education and learning these skills?
Okay. So the first thing, even when I was back in India, I had this thing in mind that if you want to be rich in this world, the way is just making money online. So, if you want to be rich, you have to know, you need to learn something online. So, I'm basically not an influencer type of person and, couldn't do that stuff. So I was like looking what should I do. So when I came to India, I realized that when we were a student, I had to do part-time jobs here, which totally sucked because it was so hard for me to study and to do those part-time jobs at the same time. I couldn't give time to my studies, I couldn't give time to myself, right? And even Canada right now, it's like in recession. It's very hard to get a job. It's hard to survive here. So that was the main point when I started to search about, what to do, like what should I really start. So scrolling through social media, got to know about Legendary, got to know about affiliate marketing, and that's how I started, and that's why I started basically.
So you had this vision and this idea in India growing up that if you were going to get rich, you were going to do it in some way, shape, or form online. So that seed was already planted within you, probably because there's so many developers and programmers and people that work on the internet from India right now. They're in that country. Is that right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. What are you in college for? I mean, what is that? What is your focus there? What is your major there? And do you have are your parents pushing you to go to college, or are they? I mean, how were you brought up in terms of in your family and thinking? Obviously, you thought about getting rich online. Is that also how your parents and your family thinks as well?
So back when I was in India an year ago, my parents wanted me to study in Canada. So I came here on a student visa. I applied right in a college for finance. I'm studying business finance.
Mm.
And at that, so they thought that making money online is impossible because these are scams. Like never trust. So that's what they think. So but when I came here, I didn't even tell them what I was doing because I knew they might not agree on that, or maybe. But yeah, I think most of the people think it is a scam. And so when I came here, like I had to study, of course. It's not like I could drop off, like drop the college or whatever. So yeah, I had to study along with, and I had to do a side hustle along with it. I believed in myself, and I knew that it was possible if we wanted to. And now I would be actually graduating in April.
Mm.
So after that, my entire focus will be on affiliate marketing. Totally. Yeah.
What are you going to be graduating with, a bachelor's, a master's?
It's a diploma. It's a 2-year diploma.
Okay. So you are basically supporting yourself with online marketing right now because
Yeah.
the job market is so difficult in Canada that you can't even get a job. Is that what I heard correctly?
Yes, true, true, true.
Wow.
Very true.
Son of a gun. Isn't that interesting that, we the very thing that oftentimes our friends and family doesn't understand ends up being the very thing that we use to provide for ourselves and to earn a living. The same exact thing happened to me. I was, of course, working construction, in my family and none of my friends, they didn't understand online marketing either. And they didn't know what affiliate marketing was. They didn't know what course creation or, any of this stuff was, selling information products. And so, yeah, I was always, nobody ever knew what I was doing. They knew that I was doing something, and they eventually realized that I was being successful at it, but they still didn't understand. Well, I don't really know what Dave's doing. I mean, he does something on the internet. It's just so funny how the very thing that, you know, most of our friends and family don't understand, and because they don't understand it, they often cast doubt on it and will even criticize it, ends up being the very thing that we have to use to fall back on in order to actually provide a living for ourselves, just as you're doing as you're going to college. And good for you that you're doing what you need to do to provide for yourself. How does that feel to be earning your own money as an entrepreneur at 19 years old while you're going to college, instead of just sitting on the pity pot saying, well, there's no jobs anywhere around for anybody, so I guess I'll just sit here and be broke?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I never actually thought at first that I would be able to do it. I don't know why. I mean, but because I thought it won't be my thing. But I personally say to everyone, like even my family and friends, that literally anyone can do it. Like it is affiliate marketing is very, very beginner friendly. If you are enough motivated and if you're enough enthusiastic about something, I think anyone can make it happen. I was literally dying to make money online because it's because here in Canada it's basically for survival, right? We have rent to pay, we have groceries, because being an international student it's very hard. You have to
Mm.
pay your own fee, and and there's so yeah, I mean in this recession and everything, it was getting very hard and I had to do this. I was like, I have no chance, I have no any another chance, or I had to do it.
Hold on a second. I gotta come. I got my blanket here though. It's on my legs here. I had to get a couple of hats though, because it is time for the biggest, the baddest hat throw that's ever existed. You know, my friend, I just am so proud of you. And I hope that you are proud of yourself because you are really, truly, um, an inspirational young person who's taking the bull by the horns and not waiting on anybody to come along and give you permission or say that it's okay. You're doing in from India in Canada what we always talk about is the American dream, right? I mean, you're pursuing building your own business, developing your own skills, and you found all of this on your own. I mean, you've found this through pursuing information on the internet, on social media, going through, taking the education. You've gone through our 15-day challenge. You're a part of our community. When did you take the challenge? When did you get started? And let's break down a little bit of the timeline and kind of some of the things that you've had to overcome as far as creating content and putting yourself out there. So remind us when you got started and this whole process began.
Okay, so it was the last week of August 2023 when I
Mm,
actually took the training. So it took me like, I think it took me like 18 to 19 days to complete the training.
mm,
And I used to make notes from the videos and everything. I even have them right now with me. And so I was so focused. Whenever I used to go to so if I tell you, like, whenever I used to travel to college or my work, I have watched the videos while going in the bus because I did not have that much of time. Because when I come back home, I had to do my college work, right? So I completed the challenge traveling in bus or maybe, sleeping a bit late. And it took me 1 week to set my entire business. And then after it, I gave it a shot in September.
mm. Wow. And I mean, you're still working like that because you told us here just a few moments ago, this was the only thing that you told me backstage, before we went live. Just a reminder for everybody that we don't prep our guest at all. There's no scripts. The only thing that you told us was, "Hey, I got to be done by 10:45 a.m. Eastern time because I got to jump off of here and be ready for a class at 11 a.m." Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So you're
yeah,
still
totally.
you're still living like that, managing your time and fitting your learning in your business activity inside of these pockets as you still follow through with your college education, and you're seeing that through all the way to the end and actually completing that, which makes me have so much even more admiration and respect for you because you're not even dropping out of college to pursue this. You're actually finishing college. You're graduating here, you say, in a few months, and you're fitting your business into pockets of time. So wonderful. I'm
Thank you.
excited. I'm inspired. I never know what I'm going to come into on this show with guests. And some people might write you off and say, here's some 19-year-old girl. What are we going to learn from her? And I'll tell you what, you're taking more damn action and you're doing more in terms of just not making excuses than most grown men.
Yeah.
So you should feel good about that. And fellas, it's time to step your game up. Ladies too.
Yeah.
I mean, my lord. Sometimes when we think we have problems and then we hear other people share about what they're doing to overcome things in their life, we quickly realize, oh, I'll take my problems back. See, it's not so bad, right? I
Yeah.
really don't have, and I'm sure you could say that as well because you seem like a humble, grateful young lady. So as you were starting with your marketing, when the rubber hit the road, when you said, "Hey, okay, I'm moving along, I'm going through the training, now it's time for me to launch." What was that like? Did you have anxiety? I mean, were you now all of a sudden you're putting yourself out there and you're actually going to start publishing content for the internet? What was that experience like?
So I would say that learning is always much easier than putting that learning into action. I had all the knowledge. I have learned everything from the training. Now the main thing was to put everything into action. So I was overwhelmed, and yeah, I was overwhelmed, and I think I carefully set all my system up. But once I set my system entirely, then I was like, okay, now the only thing I have to do is create content. And I think creating content, I'm loving it. I enjoy
Mm,
making my own content, and I feel like I like my entire content is very natural, very true, and it's very me. I mean, like whatever you will see on social media, it's I'm very transparent about it. And I think I'm loving creating content. I'm loving engaging with people. And moreover, where I get really happy is that people of like 25 or 30, they are there who are asking me how we can do it. So it feels like I'm 19 years old, and people which are older than me, which are having degrees in their hands, which are doctors, they are learning from me. It feels amazing.
yeah, I can imagine. And I had that similar experience as a high school dropout, a recovering addict. Somebody who was homeless at a certain point in my life, and then when I was 24, I started online. And as I followed through, just as you're doing, consistency, not giving up, keeping my head down, learning, overcoming my own anxiety and overwhelm, as we all have to do when we get started. Suddenly, I had people who were seemingly much more successful in society than I was, who wanted to listen and learn from me. And these, my own friends and family wouldn't even listen to me, for God's sakes. So it was quite a jolt of confidence.
Yeah.
um, is that what you've experienced along with having fun? What are some of the benefits in your personal development that you've experienced with this journey since August or September?
So basically, the entire journey of affiliate marketing has been a roller coaster of emotions, because when I started, there were so many people who literally, even like some of my friends, they used to laugh like you're wasting your time. Because when people don't know about anything, they make fun of you. Right? So at first, I I think what I had was me and my family. That's all. Like literally, there were only few people who believed in me, and I think it was me who believed in myself, that I will shut their mouths, I will make it happen. And after a month, I would say the same friends, they used to like text me on Instagram, hey, how can I start it? So I was like, ooh, okay, we are getting right there. So I think when it comes to personality development, I would say I have a confidence in me. I have, whenever I walk, and like those people who used to see me like, she's doing something on social media, she's, I don't know, what, like, they don't have no idea, but now they have a respect for me. And yeah, I think it's inspiring.
Yeah, yeah. Totally. And it's a way to build confidence that you're just not going to get in a classroom. You're and this. Obviously, you can outperform other students in the class, and you can be competitive with other students in the class, and compare yourself that way. But that's very different from the real world, and actually getting real validation from people in the marketplace, who in the marketplace, as I'm sure you're learning, doesn't tells you exactly how they feel. They don't pull any punches. And so there's no better way, whether you're 19 or whether you're 90, to build your confidence, than to just put yourself out there in the fire, and have real life experiences, on the job training. And I think that's what's so different about the learning process in this entrepreneurial kind of, school that we have here, opposed to traditional school, where, if you think about it, you've been in school now for traditional college for going on a couple of years, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And you've only been learning in the classroom, I would assume.
yeah,
Now with Legendary here, you started our training in August of 2023, and you've already for I guess now 4 or 5 months or so been putting the skills that you were learning into action in the real world. So it's very, depending on how you want to, the speed at which you want to go. And I think that's something that I'd like to touch on with you, is because a lot of people procrastinate for a long time getting into action. But if you can get through the training and just get over that hurdle of launching and start creating content and start putting yourself out there and getting real feedback, it's gonna, if you're trying and if you're doing everything that you can to provide value, there's going to be some positive feedback that you can feed off of and build your confidence. And if not, the marketplace will tell you that they don't like something, and you can make that adjustment. One of the ways that the marketplace tells you that they don't like something is by not watching it, or by not clicking links, or by, right? Maybe your stuff is boring. Maybe your stuff is, they're saying there's not enough value here. There's not enough entertainment here. So you step that up a little bit. So we get feedback in all kind of ways, but at least we're getting real life feedback versus just getting ready to get ready, which is a lot of what I think we do in traditional school. So as you started to make videos, what were some of the things that you had to overcome in terms of recording yourself and being yourself and putting out content that was true and felt good to you?
Mhm. Okay, so the first thing was that I used to be a very private person. Like, my social media accounts, I had only like very close people added with me. So now when I was like, okay, when I had to launch my business, I was like, okay, I have to reveal myself. The first thing which people actually feel like they don't want to show their face. They are very, nervous about it, or maybe they're shy or whatever. I was too at the beginning. I was too. But then I had one thing in mind, that people buy from people. If they don't know who is like behind the camera, I think there's a trust which you can better have with someone if you are, promoting a product. So I think showing face was something which I like, which was a good step which I took. At first, it was kind of hard for me to speak in front of the camera. I never scripted the lines though, because I used to forget them anyways. So I was like, I just used to like, press the camera and speak, and then, okay, cut it like, and do it again, making a video for like 5 times and then editing it. And then everything. I mean, it took time, it took efforts, but I think at the end it was great. And another thing, because being in this generation, I was good at editing and everything, so it was kind of I got lucky there, I would say. Like, I knew how to edit and stuff and post everything on social media, so it was a good thing. And yeah, I think otherwise it was, yes, one thing more was that it was hard for me to be consistent, because I know consistency matters the most, but at first it was hard. I had my college in the early morning, sometimes a 7 a.m. class. And then my work used to end till 8 p.m., 9 p.m., because I used to work part-time at that time when I just launched my business. So I was unable to post. But I did it somehow. I scheduled the reels. I used to make reels on weekends because I was at home on weekends. So I used to make my content on weekend, and then I used to even write down the captions and everything. Everything was ready, and I used to just click post on the weekdays. So I think I better scheduled everything in that way for the people who don't have time and who think that, they cannot just daily post content. Yeah.
I think that we spend too much time sometimes trying to create perfect content or over edit our videos. I know I did that when I first started. What's an area right now that you're working on? Do you consider yourself a perfectionist? Or is there something else that's a focus of yours right now that you know that you need to do or improve in 2024 to take things to the next level?
The only thing which I focus mainly is quality of the content on the value. I make sure every video I post is just not a random video. it should have value. So
Mm.
even now, I daily learn, I keep on learning on what I can provide to the people who are watching me. The main thing I always like, because value is limitless, it has no limits, knowledge has no limits, right? So I try to give more knowledge to people so that they can actually have a bond with me, and they can actually, we need to come in front of the camera as like we know about it. So I
Mm.
should have enough of information to provide people. So I would say the only thing where I used to struggle before, and even now I'm working on it, is that giving more and more quality to the people, because I think quantity is not that important. Sometimes what people do is they just keep on posting on Instagram, and the reels actually do not convey anything. So I say you can post one reel a day, but it should have quality. It should provide some value to the people who are watching so that they can get connected with you for a long run.
Value is a word. Were you done there? I didn't mean to interrupt if you weren't.
No, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah.
I heard, value is a word that you said there a few times. And I think if somebody is new, they hear that word a lot in our community on this show. They hear that word a lot just in the marketplace. And that can be a confusing word because it's fairly ambiguous. It's like, what is value? Value can mean a lot of different things. Let's hear your in this application, creating videos, and obviously you're working in the online business niche, and we can talk in a moment about why you picked that niche, or you can touch on that if you'd like. But talk to us about how you view value, and how did you come to understand the difference between something that is valuable to people and something that is just fluff that doesn't isn't gonna is probably what a lot of people are creating, which are, there's millions of people who are posting things on social media every day. Not all of them get tons of views and lots of interaction and engagement, and probably the reason is because they're not that valuable. They either don't have education or entertainment inside of the piece of content, so people just kind of have to scroll. We're all sludging through social media, through our news feed, looking for things that are interesting to us. That's what we all do. It's sort of like sometimes like finding a needle in a haystack. So how did you come to the conclusion of what value was? And how could you explain that to somebody who might be new and doesn't really understand what you're talking about when they hear you say value?
Okay, so I would give an example about it. Let's say I see so many reels, what they would so many videos, what they would be saying is like, we will be telling you how you can get rich in 10 days. And then there's one video which is telling you how you can build a sustainable income. So we know that we cannot get rich in 10 days, right? They'll be telling you that you can do this survey, you can be rich by doing these surveys, you can get rich by doing this, that, and not. That is not providing any value. You're telling people you can get rich in 10, it is 10 days, it is hypothetical. So I would say that if you are talking about providing value to people, it should be realistic. Yeah, yeah, that's all I have to say.
So you want to make what you realized with creating content in this niche is that it's better to provide people with honest and um, not mislead them with
Yeah,
clickbaity type post. And I think
yeah.
that's what a lot of people come into this niche, the make money online or online business niche, and they go to the kind of clickbaity, side hustly, kind of misleading type of content that tells somebody or makes somebody believe that, hey, if they fill out these surveys or whatever, they can make a bunch of money, when the reality is that doing XYZ is probably not going to be that lucrative for them. And so your approach is tell them tell them the truth, give them the full picture, and let them let them understand the full picture of whatever it is that you're telling them or teaching them, instead of trying to make it sound too good to be true. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, yes, you're true. Because as soon as, if we are just clickbaiting people, they would get attached to your account, or maybe they will follow you for a short period of time. But as soon as they will realize how the thing actually works, they will not trust you for a long run. Maybe they'll not even believe you, because they would think that she's just talking some nonsense, that's not how it works. Because eventually one day they will realize it. So I would say that be honest from first day,
Yeah. I, lo-
right?
I,
So,
lo- I love that.
yeah. So I've been like transparent with people about how digital marketing actually works and how they can actually make money, just not false claims or something like that. Never do that because, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Trust is a very delicate thing in the marketplace. And, when and this applies to any niche, right? I think we've been baited and tricked into so much clickbaity content, from celebrity gossip news to political content to you know um, really people sensationalizing anything that they can to try to get eyeballs on their website, or what it is that they're doing. And not only are people more aware of that nowadays, it just doesn't work as good. But you're right. If they do happen to believe you and give you the benefit of the doubt that, hey, maybe what you're saying is true, let me actually check it out, and it ends up not being true, you'll never have that person's trust, and they'll never vote with their wallet. They'll never buy anything from you. You might have got a follower, right? Because maybe they followed you right at first, but eventually they're going to become probably bitter. They may even become somebody who leaves a negative comment, and they're certainly never going to buy. And so that's why I think that it's been said by so many smart marketers that it's better to have a small following who really trust you than a big following of people who doesn't really believe what you're saying, because you cannot deposit followers in the bank account. You cannot deposit likes in a bank account. The only thing that you can deposit in a bank account is when people say, I trust this person, I know this person, I like this person enough to take their recommendation to either buy whatever it is that they're recommending or buy something that they're selling. And that can happen from a very small audience. And I just don't think that enough of us really understand that. We get so infatuated with follower count, that in quantity, as you said before, that we miss the big point, which is that you can have a thriving business with 1,000 raving fans, not 10,000, not 100,000, not a million, just 1,000 people who really like what you say. And I I can tell you, in my affiliate marketing career, it was never as big and successful as a lot of the people that we see now, even in this community. I always had about 1,000-ish people who really always opened my emails and really always paid attention. Even if my email marketing list, my newsletter list, was a little bit bigger than that, it was always right about 1,000 people. And about 10% of those people, if I sent out a good promotion, via email, about 10% of people would buy no matter what it was that I was selling. They really believe it. Always seemed to be about 100 people that I could get to buy a product no matter what, right? No matter what it was that I was selling, whether it was a software or a course or a coaching program. And I built a wonderful living off of that. Anytime I did a promotion, it would be, $8 to $10 to $12,000 from that promotion. That was a great living. I do that 1 or 2 times per month, plus other things, income streams that I had going on. That's of course not a guarantee that that's going to happen for anybody or anything like that. But my point here is that you make a good point about trust how easy it is to lose and break that trust. And now I'm just piggybacking saying, I think we need to focus more on buyers than follower count. What comes up for you when you hear me say that, and what would you add to that? Did you at all have to shift your mind set and stop comparing yourself to people who had larger follower counts and come back to this understanding that you have about quality? Was that a shift in your focus as well at some point in the last 4 to 6 months?
Yes, yes, totally. At the beginning of this journey, my focus was that get followers, more followers, you're gonna get more money. But then I realized that if I have 100 people and then on one side I have 10 people, let's say those out of those 100 people, no one trusts me, no one's buying anything. And at one side I have those 10 people, those completely trust me and they're ready to buy anything I'm promoting. So are those 10 people good for me, or are those 100 useful? So that was the time when I realized that followers are never going to equate sales.
Yeah.
Like have so right now, even right now, my focus has never been getting more and more followers. It has been always the people those are genuinely connecting with me, to get their confidence, to get their trust, because they will be enough for me. I can resell the stuff to them once I have gotten their trust. Once I have once we have built a connection with them, they will be ready to buy whatever I'm promoting because they trust me. So I think the main focus should not be getting more and more followers, but actually to connect with the people those are actually following you. So I think, yeah,
Yeah.
that should be the main thing where people should focus on.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. You're learning and doing things right from the beginning, and that's going to build a very solid foundation for you long term. As we bring this in for a landing to make sure that you get out of here on time, what have you learned about yourself, Ramneet, over the last 4 to 6 months that is you could attribute to this journey here that you've gone on here in Legendary and also starting your own business? What have you learned about Ramneet?
I think the one thing I've learned about myself is that I can do more than I think I can.
Mm.
Everyone has potential to do. There are people who text me like, I don't think I can do it. I mean, like, I always say this: if you really want something very bad, you will do anything to get that. And I have totally done that. Because at one point I was like, if I cannot succeed in this, I had like, I don't know what to do. I would be broke. I won't have money. I've given 100% of myself to this. And that is why I think that is the main reason I succeeded, because I believed in myself. I started believing in myself and I never listened about the opinion of people at first, because when we are young, we people make fun of us. We cry at the night, like, he said me that, she said me that. Those things don't matter to me anymore, because I know what I am, I know what I have done and how I have done. So I would say that never worry about what people are talking about you.
Mm.
Just do your own thing. And yes, that's what I've learned.
Wow, what a inspirational and very very enlightening conversation this morning, especially ending on that point about how you have really stepped into yourself and you have built your own identity and your own confidence, that you no longer need the validation of others in order to make yourself feel good about yourself. You know who you are, and I'm so thrilled for you that you've discovered that, because with that attitude, with knowing what you now know about yourself, about your potential, the future is unlimited for you, my friend. So keep up the great work. Have a great class today. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
And,
so much.
we'll get you out of here on time so you can be on time to that. And thank you so much for your time this morning. Stay legendary, my friend. And I'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you very soon. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dave. It was a
All
great
right.
time. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, wonderful. My pleasure. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye. All right, my friends, you can find and follow Ramneet over at Ramneet_the_affiliate_. Okay, so there's a few underscores between Ramneet the affiliate and an underscore at the end. My friends, if you are interested in getting started with our 15-day challenge, enrolling in our blueprints, coming to a mastermind, go to legendarymarketer.com/enroll and start at the same place that all of our students start. Go through the same training that all of our students go through. There's no special deals here. There's no special coaching that somebody gets that others don't. The training works, the community works, the support works. It's not a secret. There's nothing mystical or magical about it. It is what people say it is. And I don't need to hype it up here and make it something that it's not. It's just good stuff. It works. It's real. And we will support you every step of the way. Even when you buy our blueprints, we will continue to coach you and allow you to come to trainings and give you free updates to that curriculum as those updates come out. The same is true for our challenge. We want to do everything that we can to help you succeed. And this Wake Up Legendary show is another leg of that stool in order to give you the behind the scenes stories from students, what it's taken them to succeed, some of the things that they've overcome. You get to hear that real, raw, and transparently right here from the horse's mouth, right from the actual client. And we've got nearly 900 of these episodes. You can find them right here on the Facebook page. We don't take any of them down. We also take the audio and put it up on all the major podcast platforms. So you can search Wake Up Legendary and you can find all of those audios. Remember, if you want to join us every morning here at 10 a.m. Eastern time, right here live on our Facebook business page, you can text WUL to 813-296-8553. Again, WUL to 813-296-8553. We'll give you a little text message reminder, and you can click right on over at 10 a.m. Eastern time and join us here every morning. We invite you to do so. It's a great way to kick off your day and just really learn from other people's experience, get inspired, get motivated, learn a ton. We're giving away more free value here on this free show than most people charge for. And so there's a lot of good things to take advantage of here in Legendary. This is just one of them. And we appreciate you being here. Thanks for all your amazing supportive comments, as always, that are here on every episode, damn near. It's just unbelievable. You all make this show such a pleasure to do. Thank you so much. Hopefully Ramneet can go back and read some of these incredibly supportive and very sweet comments that you all have left, encouraging her, validating her, giving her positive, powerful affirmations, and of course also supporting each other. It's a beautiful thing to see, and I truly, truly appreciate it. I watch them as they come through. I go back and review them as well. They make this a pleasure to do for you all. So thank you so much. Hey, Gail, I know that I add fun, and it wouldn't be fun without an amazing audience like yourself. So thank you so much. Maria, this is awesome, but it's more awesome because you're here. Yes, my friends. Hey, always gold nuggets, says Bonnie King. What's up, Bonnie? Love Wake Up Legendary. Love having you here, Bonnie, as always. Cheryl, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. Inspirational young lady, no doubt, Susie. Absolutely. Wake Up Legendary rocks. You rock too, Michael. All right, my friends, get out of here. Have a fantastic day. Stay legendary. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Same place, same time for another episode. Get out of here. Peace.